third time in a row, and it's gonna be a charm. Go ahead and tell us who we're with.
I'm Davesha Sowell, founder of Allure Sensations Agency.
Perfect. And what is that?
We started off as a mother agency, but now we are rebranding into a PR agency. So we specialize in helping models, musicians, artists, every talent you could really name. We help them and promote their brand and help market themselves.
Wow, that's exciting. What made the switch? Or what was it before?
Well, before it was a mother agency. We just really focused on just the models and really the fashion shows and creative events.
To get the models on.
Yeah.
Kind of promote with a bunch of different types of people.
Yeah, so then we started having people reach out to us outside of what we specialize, and we was like, well, let's just try it, let's just do this. So we started helping host fashion shows, providing models, providing directors, a whole team basically. So we was like, why not just become a whole PR team, PR agency, so people can book us for events, book us for posing classes, whatever the case may be. We basically provide everything.
That's exciting. So I want to talk a little bit about you, more specifically. So what is your kind of background with you being associated with this company?
Okay, so it started when I would say about 12. I was walking in a mall, Hewlett Mall actually, and Barbizon pulled me to the side and was like, have you ever thought about modeling? And I said no, because at the time I was really self-conscious about my body. I wasn't really confident at all. I've always been petite, skinny. And at that time I didn't see it as being glorified for myself, but once they glorified my body, it made me feel a completely different way about myself. So I was just like, well, I wonder what that is like. Like maybe those are the people I need to be around. And my mom got more information about Barbizon, but the classes were super expensive, and I was 11, 12 years old, and she just, you know how they say, this is just a phase or whatever. I'm not about to spend that amount of money for that. And I just started asking for different things on Christmas and my birthday, like a camera, light set, backdrop, and I just started creating in my own room. I've always been into magazines and stuff like that, making dream boards, cutting out magazines and stuff. I mean, things from the magazine and just creating my own vision board and all like that. So I've always been into the whole fashion part of the industry. And yeah, from there I just started creating, and then I met some other creatives that reached out to me from Instagram, and I created with them, did my first photo shoot with them as a model, and from there we was just like, let's just build a team and of people who just like to do what we like to do. So we just ended up doing that. We went to different events, started pulling people, watching how people interact with one another, and then we'll reach out to them and be like, hey, we seen you at this event. We were wondering if you're interested in joining our team. This is what we want to do. And I've always had models through the years that I was just being a freelance model. Reach out to me and ask, how do I start modeling? And
that's what I was going to ask. How was it at home whenever you were kind of jumping into modeling?
Yeah, it was more chaotic for my parents because I was all over the house and just wanting to set up everywhere and asking for different pieces of clothing, and I wanted a certain look that was in a magazine, but it was just a lot for them.
Did they end up supporting you?
Yes, they definitely did. They are the reason that I started freelancing. I wouldn't have been reached out to if no one would have seen me creating what I was creating in the room, and I didn't provide any of that equipment. My parents did for all of that. So yeah, super thankful for them always. But from there, where were we at?
We were everywhere.
We were.
At TikTok, we started meeting people, started asking them to join your team, and then it just started curating.
Yes. yes. And then in 2019, that's when we eventually had our whole team. But like I was saying that I had models reach out to me all the time. So it wasn't really hard for me to get models onto the team because I kind of marketed my way with the models. So a lot of aspiring models reached out to me throughout the year. So I just reached back out to them. Once I had the team, I was like, hey, I'm having this team. Would you like to join me? Blah, blah, blah. And yeah, from there, we just, for a year, we created just together, throwing networking events, fashion shows, just stuff to get the models out there into the fashion industry, and also pulling different creatives to us as well and showing them what we could provide. So then, yeah, after that whole year, it was really, really chaotic. We have about 50 members on the team, but it comes to a point in time where you have to, with your business, you have to have a structure and you have to get more strict on who's doing what, and that's kind of where we are now. We're kind of wanting to just be more, we are creatives and we like to have fun, but we're trying to be more businessy too than just having fun. And that's what we're working on now with just being a PR agency.
That's exciting. So tell me what's hard about it.
The hardest thing would probably be learning different personalities, learning that everyone isn't raised like you, and people will come at you ways that you wouldn't even expect that they would come at you, but you just have to continue to just remain professional and just not try to take it all to heart. Or you could take it to heart, just remain business with that person and business only. It doesn't have to be anything outside of business. But yeah, that's probably the hardest thing because I like to be friends with everyone and everyone's not my friend, so I had to learn that.
Well, what's crazy is when we originally did this interview, what was it, like a year ago?
Yes.
You said that same exact answer, but the way that you're saying it now is a lot more different in a good way than you were saying it before.
Yeah.
And I just like the consistency of that same goal, but it's also just a realness of you can have a struggle and it can kind of just always be there, but as long as you just remain to want to handle it, then you're going to learn your lessons like you just did about not everyone can be your friend. Because you didn't say that at first. You had to learn that.
Yeah.
Then to now.
Yes,
You know,
definitely,
right?
yeah.
What's your favorite part about it?
I love the creative people. That would just honestly be my favorite, because without creative people, it wouldn't be as fun as it is. I had a lot of fun in my bedroom creating, doing the makeup, but having a whole team and people to motivate you and support you is just a very different feeling. And creating with people who like to do the same thing that you like to do is even better for me. Just the different ideas, because some ideas I wouldn't even came up with, and it's just like I have these other people. So without the people, I just wouldn't be where I am. So that would be my favorite part.
I loved it. That's very true though. It's like all the stuff in the world wouldn't be here with all the different people that, you know, input. So when you have a team and everything of that matter, do you ever come across people that kind of open up to you or are like, hey, like I'm having a hard time here and there? And if so, how does that feel, kind of, if not having that responsibility now, but building any business, you're gonna have that responsibility later?
Yeah. Do you mean like a hard time personal, like with their personal lives, or
with their career or with their creative process? Really more so like creative to creative. Hey, this and that is happening. Like, has this happened to you? And what do you kind of like do to help them out if it's?
Yeah. 9 times out of 10, jumping on it. Already like, okay, what is it that you need? And I'll have them like write down or just tell me whatever it is that what their goal is. And I just really try my best to execute it. 9 times out of 10, I have someone I know that can help them execute their goal if I'm not able to. But it kind of just depends on like personal life or business life. So if they needed help with business, I'm really big onto that. Just promoting like, well, we can set up this photo shoot or we can do a commercial. Yes, I'm kind of really mothery. Like, I guess that comes with me being a Cancer, but I'm really helpful. I'm just really there to support at all times.
I asked you because when that question kind of tells us what kind of leader you are, and like any business that you start, of course you're not doing it alone and no one's above one or the other, but there's a certain, responsibility, like I said, that you kind of take on. So I like that you're motherly with it. It really shows in your business and taking everybody and helping them out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what would you say you kind of tell yourself if you get in a tough mindset, or if you're having a tough day, or if you're just maybe not even feeling like doing anything at all?
I force myself to create. Honestly, I find I kind of take my emotions into whatever I'm feeling. So if I am having like a dark down day, then I'll create like a dark emo. It don't have to be emo, but just any dark look. Or if I'm feeling uppity, then I'll create something really happy. But I really just force myself to create. When I don't feel like doing a thing, I'm always, even if I'm just sitting in a bed and for the entire day, I'm on Pinterest. I always find my way to be working. Like, I always find my way to work. It is ridiculous, but I just create. I don't know.
It's the grind right now.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Like, I can't sit down. I just can't sit down. And when I do, it's great, but my sit down times are when I'm gone away from Texas vacationing. But when I'm here, I'm literally working.
The distraction is work.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, told us your whole story. I have so many questions about your story. What would you say is something that people don't know that you wish they knew about your job? Or about what you do? I want 2 things.
Okay. They don't know. That is a really hard question.
When you're in the moment, I feel like it's more like apparent.
Yeah. What do well, that it literally doesn't stop. Like, nothing stops. I'm forever making calls. I'm forever doing something that has to do with the team, because I have 50 members. I have photographers, music artists.
Yeah, how do you, what? So 50, let's talk about that. 50 members. So you're keeping up with every single one of these people and trying to market them? Well,
I have managers that are over different departments. So I have my assistant Charlie. She's kind of over the models. I have a creative director, Jazz. She helps with our other creative, Shay. And they they come together and they come up with ideas. I'm kind of like the executor of it all. I bring everyone together.
Like the producer.
Yes. So I have my Keem. He's my photography manager. He runs the whole media team with the videographers and stuff like that. He gets them booked with music artists that need videographers, or any client that needs a photographer and stuff like that.
You also do photography.
Yes.
Model and direct. So would you say that's very important to kind of have that background to be able to be the person that you are, managing the managers of the
Yes. Yes, like,
if not, you don't need it, but it's very beneficial.
Yes, like, with me being in that bedroom creating, it really taught me a lot. Like, I had to do my own makeup. I had to figure out my own styles. I had to figure out the camera situation, the angles. So that actually helped. But as I did get onto the team and have more members and stuff, they did teach me a lot of stuff that I didn't know. like just more in depth with photography and stuff like that, like the different cameras and lighting equipment. I just knew of the basic soft boxes and thought that was it, but it's honestly way more than that. And I see why photographers charge the amount that they charge. I see why models charge what they charge. Like it brought me a lot of knowledge on to just everything.
Perspective.
Yes. So it also helped me when I pulled these people in, I kind of could relate to them with what they did as well. So that also helped me bring more people onto the team because I kind of knew what they were doing.
What they wanted, what they needed.
Yes.
So with all that being said, would you say that you're proud of yourself?
Yes, I am. Of course, there are things that I would want bigger and better, but as of now, yes, I feel like I'm doing perfectly fine for my age. I'm 24. I mean, I've completed 3 years of college. I'm not a graduate, but I'm still doing a lot better than what I thought I would have been doing. And yeah, I'm definitely proud of myself.
How important would you say the people around you and the environments that you put yourself in is to where you are today and your success in the future?
Extremely important because no, I couldn't imagine. Well, when I first started the agency, I didn't have these people set different positions. I didn't have a photography manager. I didn't have a model manager, or however the case may be. I was literally running the entire thing by myself, telling each one, having everyone call my name at the same time for every production. And I couldn't do that again. And that was like the most stressful I've ever been. That's the most stress I've ever put onto myself. And yeah, I even got sick from the stress. It was just, I would never do that again. And it made me realize that I really need these people. Like really for my own well-being, I need these people to do what I want to do. So yes, definitely need them. They're extremely important to me.
Gotcha. I have a couple more questions. One of them is totally slipped out of my mind. I can't ask the other one because it's the last question I wanted to ask.
Okay.
The question that I was going to ask was, I can't cut these videos because they have to be raw. So there's going to be awkward silence on the interview because they'll just be able to look at your face and be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, just.
Commercial. Look, no, maybe it's Maybelline. Okay, well, I'll ask my last question, and then if I can think of the question that I was going to ask previously, then I'll ask it. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Oh, wait, before you answer that, I remember the question. The question is, what's the biggest thing that you've learned about yourself through growing in your career?
That I don't know everything. I thought that, because like I said, I've read into magazines and Google and all of that was my best friend. I was my best friend at that time, and I was the only creative in my family. They didn't understand why I was doing what I was doing. And I didn't have anyone else to be my outlet or anything to it, so I just had to research everything. And when I started, I thought I knew everything, but everyone has taught me something different that I didn't know. But yeah, I just thought that I knew everything, and I didn't.
See, that was a great answer. So glad I answered that question. Okay, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well.
Well, we're coming back to this in 5 years, so.
Yeah.
This is like you're writing on a piece of paper, throw it in a sandbox, bury it type of thing.
Yeah.
With a time.
30.
Oh wow, that's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
No.
Wow. Okay. I've always said I wanted to retire by 30, but that's probably not gonna happen.
You don't know that.
But right, you're right. I don't know that, but
you also have to think about what retirement means to you, because retirement, I don't know, retirement to creative is more of like, I'm out the office, call me if you, I don't know how people that run it, but like, I don't know, creatives are never, I don't feel like we never stop.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, now that I think about that, because even if I am having someone run this for me, yeah, like what am I going to do? I'm still going to be setting up backdrops. Yeah, so in 5 years, I see just the agency being the go-to agency. New York, California, we're everywhere. We have those people calling us to say, hey, can you provide us some models, or can we use your photographers, the videographers for this show? Or shoot just the entire show. We have this clothing brand that has this, we just had that happen this summer. A clothing brand reached out to us and wanted us to curate their entire fashion show for them, and it was amazing. And I would love for that to happen everywhere, not even just fashion shows. It could be networking events. They want us to come out there and just give them some knowledge on here in Dallas or what we're doing in Dallas. Just worldwide PR agency. It doesn't even have to be in just the United States, Paris, all of that. Like, I want it all. So that is where I see the agency in 5 years, just worldwide. Everyone knows who Allure Interpretations Agency is. Everyone wants to be a part of us and create with us as well.
Do you have anything else to say that you feel like we didn't say or that you want to say?
No, besides, if you're thinking about being a creative, just create what you want to create. You don't have to be set to a designated, because there are kind of different categories for being a creative. You don't have to be set to just being one thing. If you want to be a model, if you want to be behind the scenes too as a creative director, do that. If you want to do all photography, model, director, everything, if you want to do that, do that. You don't have to be set to just one job at all. And I think that's the best thing about saying that you are a freelance creative. You are able to tap into every single thing that you want to, and it's all based under one topic. So just do what you feel and don't let anyone else try to talk you out of doing it.